Hello everybody, Scott373 here. No, it's been a little short time since I've made a video here. Not that I have very many watchers right now, very many viewers. But anyway, I had to spend just a few minutes trying to get some of the lighting correct in here. I mean, that overhead light would blind you. It's bad enough you got glare back here, but you just trying to get a good balance in here. I mean, the walls are still not as bright as they should be, so I have to rely a little bit more on lighting. But anyway, the purpose of this video is to discuss today, what do you need to start a praise team? Or what do you need, not really start a praise team, but if you're going to join a praise band, what do you need? There's a lot of YouTube advice out there. There's some people on Facebook, there's groups on Facebook that have answered this question, but very few of them have been correct. And I'm going to do a little series on this. I'm going to cover a few things about joining a praise team. What do you need to get started? And some other things too, and there's some very bad advice going around that is really discouraging people more than it's getting people to go with any kind of excitement. A lot of gear snobs out there. In my next video, I'm going to be covering gear snobbery and praise and worship music. It's a bad problem. It still is. It has been for years. And I've not seen very many videos address that, but I'm going to. And some of you may not like what I have to say about it, but I really don't care. Some of you need to hear it. Okay, but now in terms of starting a praise band, yeah, there's bad advice out there. You go and you ask these people at these, there's a lot of, now there's some good Facebook Christian groups out there. You just have to kind of be your own judge, but I know I like the ones that I'm in, and I really like the ones that really try to help people and outreach to them, and try to help people get a go. However, there are a few groups out there with a lot of members, and most of them are full of crap. They really are. You go on there and you ask them things like, well, I'm wanting to join a praise band. What do I need to do? Well, the first thing you need to do, you got to go out and you got to spend at least this X amount of money on this guitar. Usually it's an exorbitant amount. Then, they'll tell you, well, you can't really be a good, and someone else will come in, well, you can't be a praise, you can't be in a praise team unless you have this many pedals. You got to have at least this, this, and this, which is usually a delay of some kind. Usually a Strymon, which to me is probably, I mean, it's a great pedal, but given the, oh, come on, come back into focus. Anyway, given the image that some of the Strymon has had with some users as of late, I really don't care for it, and I'll never own one. Anyway, if my camera's getting out of focus, folks, I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm just really getting tired of hearing it. No, you don't need a bunch of pedals. You don't need an expensive hand-wired amp. You don't need you don't need all this stuff. You don't need all these expensive cables that do nothing for you. Really, joining a praise team depends on, what you want to do. It depends on if you want to play guitar, for example. Do you want to play acoustic guitar? Okay, well, go find a nice, used, decent secondhand guitar. Now, you don't have to go out and spend $2,000 for an acoustic guitar. I'm going to cover a lot of this in my next video about gear snobs. So, yeah, you guys are going to get it shoved down your throat pretty hard. So, brace yourself for those of you that are like that. You don't need, you don't even really need a pedal for an acoustic guitar, except maybe a tuner. Plenty of tuners out there. I do recommend the Korg Pitch Black. It's a good mid-price tuner. Even if you can find the Ibanez TU20, that's probably the most underrated tuner. Now, it does take up a lot of your board space, but still, it's a good affordable tuner. I hate that Ibanez discontinued it, but like I said, it has more of a rectangular shape. It's more of a, yeah, this is it right here. Yeah, the TU 20 right here. I had to pause I just decided I'm going to pause the video and just to show you. Really good pedal. I like it. As I said, notice its shape though. I mean, I don't know if you can see it real good or not. This is as I said, it's bad lighting in here. But this is the, this is where you step. This is where you, this is how you calibrate it right here, the button. And this is flat and sharp and all that. So anyway, yeah, decent pedal for the money. You can still find them on eBay. They're relatively expensive cost. I know the camera's kind of acting up a little bit. But anyway, really that's all you need. How much should I pay for an acoustic guitar? Well, that depends on how much money you got. Honestly, if you want, if you just want a straight up Dreadnought acoustic, you can expect to pay about $150 for one, new. Sometimes you can find them on Reverb or eBay, whatever. I would also check out, I think it's Embryonic Guitars. It's started by Will Gelvin. He might have something for you too now. I know he's starting that up. Embryonic Guitars. It looks like a pretty good site to buy from. It just depends on what you want to spend your money on. Electric acoustics, you can probably expect to spend a little bit more money on those, even new. About $245 new to start out with, and you'll get you a good tuner. Do you need an acoustic amp? Yeah, you probably could get one. You can find one used somewhere at a reasonable price, I'm pretty sure. I would, get a good solid state one. They're generally relatively affordable and ready to go. If you don't really want to, spring for an amp right now, just get a good cable, a decent cable. SouthCreekAudio.com. A really good. I'll put the link there for you. Good place to order a cable from. You don't have to spend a lot of money on cable. Don't buy into that hype. They're really good, solidly built cable at a decent price. And a direct box. You might want to get, some churches will usually have direct boxes for you to plug into, and you just play straight through the PA, and there you go. If you wanted to, you can get a Dreadnought. You can get a Dean Markley sound hole pickup. Now they're not the greatest in the world, and you really don't get a lot of tone shaping capability with it. But if you want something to get you through the PA, just plug directly into the direct box. You can get a direct box for about $20. As I said, if your church has them, you don't have to worry about even buying one. I know our church has a couple of them sitting around. You can just do that, and that's really all you need to get started. How long should you be playing? Now, you don't need to be a Yngwie Malmsteen or a Lincoln Brewster to play in a praise team, and most of them anyway. Maybe in these big churches or these community worship centers that are, they usually require you to be a superstar of some kind. I'll get into that later too. But now, I would recommend that you at least know your chords. You have an idea of rhythm. I would say 6 months, maybe 6, 8, maybe even a year worth of practice time to know the basic techniques and know know how to play along and keep rhythm, play with a band. Just to demonstrate some level of. I'm checking the TV here. I'm watching some TV, seeing what's on next. Sorry, but anyway, just make sure you have some kind of proficiency at it. Most churches don't require you to, in the real world anyway, don't require you to be a superstar. So, if you just have a good proficiency, you should be okay. If you can strum along, then that's fine. If you don't, if you don't know all the chords. Sometimes, if like, I've noticed in some praise teams that have like keyboardists that were in charge. I know that the keyboardist in the very first praise team that I was in, he was in charge, and you could always tell you had a piano player, because sometimes they would have like 15 flats and 30 sharps and everything, and they had a chord for every syllable of the song, and it was always just a pain, even for me, to play. Sometimes I just had to kind of bludgeon along and play the first chord and then the last chord of the line. So I just kind of pluck it through and melody through it. And yeah, so I mean, it is knowing how. I mean, your guitar will become a tool, and you do have to know how to use it, when to use it, when not to use it. But you don't have to be a fret furnace to play in a praise team. A lot of times, and so I'm going to just give you an idea of what the next video is going to be about. You are going to run into guys that no matter what you have, it ain't never good enough. Just give you a heads up about that. I'm going to go over that in my next video. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, what you have ain't good enough, and but I'll just leave it at that and talk about it in the next one. But anyway, that's what you need. You don't need a bunch of pedals. You don't need a full pedal board. You don't need 16 racks of them. You don't need a hand-wired amp. You don't have to have the finest hand-cut electric guitar your money can buy. Just to start out with, just a really, you do want a good instrument to play. You do want a good cable, a good tuner, like I just showed you. The Ibanez LU20. If you can find them used on eBay, that's great. Sometimes maybe even Reverb will have them. Order you one off there. Make sure it's in good condition. Or the Korg Pitch Black, good tuner. And if you don't, I think it's the Korg TM40, I believe it is. This little gray thing even has a metronome on it. It's great for tuning too if you don't have a way to plug in. I mean, it does have a place for you to plug in, but if you want to tune open and you set up on your music stand and tune, and the needle goes up, yeah, you can use those too. Tuning racks are always good, but those are a little bit out of your price range. Don't worry about tuning racks right now. You're just looking for the basics. It's not a competition. But anyway, that's what you need to get started with. And when you want to get started in a praise team, just an acoustic guitar, cable, maybe a direct box. You might not even have to have one of those. Church might have them, and a tuner. And that's it. Now, some guys, that are these gear junkies, they want to put choruses and everything else with their acoustic. Don't worry about that right now. Just enjoy your instrument. Enjoy who you're serving. Enjoy, the fellowship that comes with being in a praise team. That's all you got to worry about right now. You don't need to be worrying. You're not a rock star. None of us are rock stars. And I wish some of these dingbats and these well-to-do community worship centers and these mega churches would get that in their head. But I'll go over that too in my next video. So anyway, this is Scott373. We're signing off, and I know this is probably not my best produced video ever. As I said, I paused it mid-sentence, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, peace out, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye, everybody. Oh, and I've got the link. I'll put the link for South Creek Audio in the video. Click the subscribe button and like if you like it. So take care, everybody.